The moon's so bright now, it's lush. One of the things I love about being at high latitudes, like Iceland sits between 64 and 66 degrees north, is how this time of the day, when it's snowy, this grad that you get on the sky, when you get clear skies like this, is like nothing else. It just makes me feel so happy. Like the simplicity of it all, that you're not having to do anything or be anything, you're just in this moment. I think my busy ADHD brain just loves the serenity of this landscape when it's snowy. If I could live at a certain time of day, I think this would probably be it forever in this sort of temperature. So I'm Rebecca Douglas, I'm a visual storyteller and I've just arrived in Iceland. I've been challenged to think about how I shoot at the wild edges of earth, sea and sky. I've thought about a lens for each of those. So for Earth, my absolute go-to is the XF 50-140. It's an absolutely beautiful lens. And for Sea, I'm shooting with the XF 70-300. And then for shooting night sky and nighttime photography, my absolute go-to lens is the XF 16mm and it's f1.4, and it is just the most dreamy lens for shooting a range of nightscapes. I think we're going to need to adapt the plans because the weather's looking really tricky. There's quite a gnarly storm coming. I think Glan is only about 15 minutes from here, so it's a good choice. This is the thing with nature, you've just got to adapt as you go. You can have these best made plans, but I think having a range of options and locations that you want to shoot just means that you can then adapt your itinerary when you're actually out in the field shooting. I can't get over like how frozen this whole waterfall is. Usually that shelf is just complete wall of flowing water. And just like, upstream, how much water's frozen and suspended at the moment. And there's all of that energy just sort of held in this ice. Just the seasonality of how things look so different on the landscape's incredible. Canyon looks really beautiful that way too. Some lovely reflections. Got a bright scene, even though it's quite an overcast day. It's quite amazing how fast the shutter speed has to be in that balance. I always prioritise the aperture first, and I just really like shooting at 2.8 because it just brings subject isolation in a little. I've never noticed these cliffs here before. It's interesting, when you come to a place several times and in different seasons, you notice things differently. And the cliffs here, the shapes of the lava pattern, has almost got that kind of basalt column-esque feel to it. I wonder how it formed. I wonder if this canyon didn't exist before this glacier pulled back and the rivers caused the erosion. I'm always wanting to know why when I'm looking at scenes, not just taking photos and moving away. But I think that really just deepens your connection to the landscape so you can understand the story of how it's come to be. And that's what I love about Iceland, because it's such a young landscape. You just get to see all of those processes unfolding. And this lens just lets you pick out some of that detail. Wind's starting to get up, as was forecast. Oh, I hear birds. Geese, or is it swans? I can hear them, I can't see them. Swans. It's a swan, there it is. Is it gonna get it? Just one. Usually there's a group of them. They sort of tend to move in family sets of, or at least pairs. Right, we have just got to Olasvik Harbour and we are heading out on the water today to see if we can see some whales. There is rumours that humpback and definitely orca are around. So I'm just going to put the XF 70-300 on and let's go see if we can find some whales. So the orca are really cool how they hunt. They hunt really together as a pod, a family unit, and they've trained together over years and years. And so often you'll see one, a tail lift, and it starts slapping the surface. And what it's doing is actually stunning the fish, so then other orca can come around and then eat those fish. And you get lots of lovely surfaces, usually 5 or 6 surfaces with a humpback. Before they take a dive, there's a bit of a gap between seeing humpbacks, whereas orca tend to be much more visible on the surface. Oh, the orcas, they're there! Ah! Oh, hi friends! So settings wise, I use the high frame rate, so the X-T5 can shoot at 15 frames a second. Because everything is moving and it's a really quite an intense swelly day on the water, I'm moving a lot as well. So it's good just to have that fast frame rate to capture a quick burst of images. I see orca right here. They're here. It's quite challenging conditions with the swell because you see them and then they kind of disappear behind. There they are, wave crests. Oh, that was beautiful with the seabirds. I'm always trying to look for the landscape as well as the whales so that it gives just more context about what I'm shooting. This is so special. The sound of them when they surface is something else. I love them so much. What is happening? Oh my God. It's lifting its tail and snapping the fish, you see? And then the younger one behind it is then hunting and eating those fish. Oh, this is insane. This is the closest I've ever seen this behaviour. Part of it is anticipating where you think they're going to surface next, guessing their direction of travel. If you can practice shooting with both eyes open, you can kind of keep your peripheral vision wider when you're shooting, because there's orca at kind of 10 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Basically, there's orca everywhere. Sometimes you want to get the detail and getting close with the whales, but then that means you're looking at a really specific area. So yeah, if you can keep both eyes open when you're shooting, that just helps you just soak in more of the environment and respond to what's happening around you. So I've been checking the aurora data and there's been an upspike in activity. So we've jumped in the car, I've got my 16mm on my X-T5 and we are hoping that this blizzard will ease off and there'll be a clearing in the sky and we'll be able to capture something pretty epic. Okay, yes, there's a little bit of activity now and then our geomagnetic field drops in the wrong direction. So we need to get on this. This is picking up really brightly now. I can see this so clearly with my eye, which is exciting. And I love the fact that we're the only people down here on this beach. Oh, this is outstanding. It's filled. There's a whole gap. We're kind of between snowstorms. And then the aurora line has just painted this arc right along. I can see with my eye some pillars starting to pick up now in the section. We're lucky to have even had this cloud gap tonight. It's really unexpected. It's just mind-blowing really, because it's connecting us completely to the heart of the universe. What causes the aurora is energy that leaves the sun. And then, yeah, it hits Earth's atmosphere and excites our gases. And then as they start to kind of calm down again, they emit photons, which are light. And then that's the aurora that starts to dance. All those photons are dancing together in the night sky. And it's just different every time you see it. I've been chasing it since 2014 and it never gets old. It's always really exciting. It's quite mind-blowing to see the sea has frozen. It's so cold. I love this time of day for shooting because you just get such beautiful soft light starting to fall. I'm shooting with the 50 to 140. I really like the versatility of the focal length, how you can isolate things on the landscape but also shoot really nice, what feels still quite wide when you're in such vast landscapes like Iceland. Oh my gosh, the colours on the mountains starting to pick up. Wow. So it's a really good storytelling lens, I think, in terms of landscape. Colours are going really pink now, it's lovely. Gosh, the town Borganese is almost reflecting on the surface of the seawater. What a treat this night is, this light is incredible. Oh my gosh, the snowy mountains behind the town are starting to go really pink. And then the water is just really reflecting now the sky colour. We're so lucky. These are the moments that make me feel most alive. Just where you're here in nature, just present. I think that's why I love taking photos so much, because it just feels too overwhelming to take in what's happening, but I can capture all of these micro moments, the stories around it, and then just look at it all in awe later. Even the ripples on the water is such a lovely minimal feel. The colours are unreal. Oh my goodness, the moon looks incredible. I'm always looking for lots of different frames when I'm shooting, and it's just trying to sometimes place the dominant thing, which is the moon, into a spot where there's just a leading line or a shape on the landscape that naturally draws you in to how the moon can be framed, just to add some tension and draw your eye to it in the scene. Wow. I love these mountains, the shapes of them, and you can see how they've been carved out by just the glacial, all the glaciers moving back. It gives these layers and shapes, it's incredible. It's hard to know where to look and where to shoot. It's just 360. It's just absolutely wonderful. Oh, what is this place? And with all of this, I've completely forgotten to check the aurora forecast to see what's happening. These skies are so clear, it could be a really good night tonight. I can't go over how clear this is. This is just wild. Oh wow, there's actually bits of pancake ice forming. There's actually pancake ice forming! Like, this only happens on seawater, and I've only ever seen it once before. It's so cool. I can't believe the colours still and the textures through everything. I might have to run down to the sea one more time. Oh, it's too good.